Hey, Taylor Rapp here from the LA Rams. Shout out to Steve Taylor, the real sports guy, and the honorary Ram. When Steve's talks sports, you better listen. Thanks, Steve from the Rams, for your continued support and love.
Thanks for watching Keeping It Real Sports.
Yes, sir. Rocky Yassin, keeping it real sports.
Appreciate you, brother. All right, man.
With Prince Bell, we rocking with Keeping It Real Sports, and we gonna be on this. We gonna be on a lot of times. I love the platform. Check in. It's the new wave. Like, follow, subscribe, and do all that good stuff.
Come on. Told you I got you. Wanna talk about the game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Save your boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is, the real sports guy in the sand. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, gon' have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, and it's over. OVA, game over, they don't play. From the fourth quarter to the ninth inning, NASCAR wheels keep spinning. To the 18th hole, he's still in control. Keep eye on the goal. Coach never missing the play, cause he know the deal. This keeping it real. Sports. Come on. Keeping it real. Yeah. Let's go.
Hey, edition of Keeping the Real Sports, man. Thanks for joining me. I'm your boy, the Real Sports Guy, and boy, do I have a good one for you today. Well, we got Major League Baseball. The playoffs is going off right now. We're going to break all of that down. We're going to go back and look at the pick six. We're going to recap our pick six from the week, and I'm going to give you this week's power rankings. Yes, we've had movement in there. And then, of course, we've got Monday Night Football. We got to break all of that down. I got a good show planned for you today. Thanks for joining me. So, to start it off, the first thing, like I always do, is what's hot on the Keeping It Real press. Well, let's see what's hot. Our hot off the Keeping It Real press is coaching arrogance or coaching ineptitude. That is my question for the day, because as I look back at this weekend's affairs in particular, and we'll start in college football, in particular, this guy, Dan Lanning, for the Oregon Ducks. Dan Lanning is in a high-profile game against the Washington Huskies. If Dan Lanning elects to at least kick the field goal at the end of the half, Dan Lanning would probably have a win. Dan Lanning chose to go for it on fourth down 3 times in this affair. He's 0 for 3. In the last 2 high-profile games that Dan Lanning and the Oregon Ducks have been in, Dan Lanning is 0 for 8 in fourth down decisions. Fourth down decisions. At some point, you got to quit scratching your head, Dan Lanning, and you've got to own up to it, because it is your fault that your team lost. And that brings me to this guy, Brian Daboll. And let's rewind and look at what happened to him. Last night, his team is undermanned. His high-profile quarterback is out for the day. Brian Daboll has the Buffalo Bills on the ropes. He shut them out for the first half. He has the ball first and goal at the 1 with 13 seconds to go. Mind you, he has no timeouts. He elects to run the football. Everybody knows that it takes at least 13 seconds to run a play from scrimmage once you run a play and unpack the pile. Well, guess what? They didn't get any points. Man, is it coaching arrogance or coaching ineptitude? I'm going to talk about that. And for that, I'm going to bring in my good friend, Dale Parker. Dale Parker, man, I know you hot on this one, man. Man, let's go with Brian Daboll first, man. Man, give me your thoughts, man, on this guy, man.
First of all, Steve, thanks for having me on again. Really appreciate the invite. Dayball on this one, or Daybone as you called him, I got to give him a break. And the only reason why I gave him a break on this one is Tyrod Taylor checked to the run play. Now, I don't know whose idea it was to have a pass play and a run play in on that down instead of having two pass plays, for him to check from one to another. Maybe it could have been a back corner fade or, throwing something to the back, but Tyrod checks it to the running back. He hands it off, and he goes nowhere. It gets stopped, time run out. Buffalo wasn't in a hurry getting off the pile. So without knowing that particular piece of it, who called a run and a pass play, I'm going to have to put this one on Tyrod.
Okay, that's fair. Fair. Okay, now that brings me to this guy, Dan Lanning. And boy, you was ready to unload on him, so here you have the floor, sir.
Man, just flat out arrogant. He runs off the field at halftime. He does the halftime interview, and they asked him why you didn't kick the field goal. That ain't the way we play. We play to win. So that's why we went for it. Well, going for it at the half wasn't playing to win. Kicking the field goal at that particular point is playing to win. You take points and you get off the field. Then he goes for it 2 other times on 4th down. And at the end of the game, 4th and 4 with 2:15 to go. Oh, I'm going to put the game away instead of punting and making Washington drive the length of the field. As hot as the quarterback was during that game, you going to give him the ball at the 50?
Yeah.
Bing, bing, 2 plays, touchdown. Game over.
Yes.
They had opportunity to drive down the field, but basically game over because you took the heart and all the emotion and everything out of the team by going for it on that 4th down. Man, it's arrogant.
They have all the talent in the world, but again, it's coaching arrogance, man. And then a touch of that's got to be ineptity because you're 0 for 8, man, in big decisions, man, in big games, in big high-profile games, in big situations, man. So that leads me to question, man, your ability to make the big decisions, Dan Lanning. I'm just saying, man. Speaking of decisions, man, Dale Parker, man, it is the race for October, man. Baseball playoffs is in full form, man. Let's talk about them. Well, Dale Parker, man, we got to start, man, with the Texas two-step, man, and game 2 is underway right now. We'll get more into that in a moment, but man, when we started to look at this thing, man, game 1 of this thing, man, it all came down to really the Rangers' ability to take the long ball, man. It's a great pitch game, man. They're able to get series lead. They jump out 1-0 in this here series, man. Give me any thoughts to you, man, on the ability of these, man, Texas Rangers.
Hey, Texas is playing very good right now. Got a great manager over there. Both sides got great manager, but Texas got Bochy. He got 3 World Series rings. So he's not afraid of the big stage. And he throws Montgomery out there last night. To pitch a gem, which he did. And Verlander didn't pitch a bad game.
He made one mistake.
Made one mistake, which was the home run. Guy's first postseason home run he hit last night. But then you got to put this one maybe on Altuve.
The base running blunder.
The base running blunder. You touch second base going around, but then when you see the outfielder made a spectacular catch and he's throwing the ball in, then you run back to first and you miss second base.
Right.
This one goes on Altuve, if you ask me.
Well, hey, man, speaking of Altuve, man, the game 2 starters was Valdez against Evaldi, man. They touched up Valdez for 4 runs real fast in that second inning, man. Right now, currently, it is in the 8th inning, the top of the 8th, man. The bottom of the 8th right now, it's 5-3. Evaldi has gotten into him, man. They've had situations, man, today where Altuve had a chance with the bases loaded, man, strikes out with the bases loaded. Man, Nathan Evaldi, man, coming up big in big-time situations, man. He's a big-time performer, man.
He definitely is. He's definitely big time, and Altuve's big time also. You can't take nothing away from what he's done over the years. He has a Hall of Fame career that he's built, You know, he's come up big in big games. He just had a blunder last night, you know, but he come back, you know, strike out with the bases loaded. You know, it can happen, and it'll happen to anybody. But, you know, he's one guy you really want to see come up to the plate in a clutch situation because he comes through more than he does.
Yeah, that's true, man. Hey, man, let's look at the kind of forecast, man. Tonight's man. First pitch is 8:05, man. Arizona Diamondbacks against the Philadelphia Phillies, man. Hey, man, the D-backs, man, they really, man, kind of ran rough shot over the LA Dodgers, man. But the Phillies, man, kind of did the same thing to the Braves, man. They got their chance, man. You got any likes in this one?
I like Philly in this one. You know, I think they're looking to atone from, you know, last year. They came up big and beat Atlanta in the playoffs last year, but then, you know, they came up short after that. I think they're they're hungry, and, you know, they want to finish it off. The Diamondbacks are, you know, they're coming back as the upstarts. They were 60-1 favorites to win the whole thing, you know, when the playoffs started, you know, and they've come up with some timely pitching and timely hitting also. I just got Philly. I think Bryce Harper is he's on a mission.
Yeah, it's just something there, man. It's just something there that I like, man. What's going on, man? You know, I tell you something else I like, man, that's going on, man. NFL storylines, man. Let's give them to you for this week. Parker, when I start with NFL storylines, man, I have to start really at the top, man, and that's got to be the shocker of the weekend, man, and it's got to be the Cleveland Browns, man. The defense delivers, man, delivering a stunning upset over the 49ers, man. You can say what you want about that defense, but, man, they dialed up the defense, and they did something that I've never seen, man. Myles Garrett, man, took Trent Williams and pushed him around like a sack of potatoes. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
It was like a rag doll, you know?
Yeah.
And when they come to play and they got their minds in the game defensively, the Cleveland Browns got a tough team, you know, because they can play you tough on defense. Now, the quarterback play is what's going to be big for them. I like PJ. I like PJ last year when he came in at Carolina and got an opportunity to play, you know, and they decided to go with Bryce Young, which I could somewhat understand getting a rookie in there to play and, you know, think you got a franchise guy, you know, but my guy, of course, was out of Ohio State, and you see what he's doing for the Texans. You know, he should have been the number one pick anyway. But you know, that Cleveland Brown defense is something to
man. Look, I spent time around those guys, man, in training camp, and I saw it firsthand, man. And I'm telling you, man, like I tell you, the guy that stood out to me was Emerson, the cornerback. Like, this dude is like glue. I mean, like, guys can't separate from him. I mean, you know, I love the kid. You know, man, let's more on that game in a minute because I'm going to ask you more on that. But the other game that was big, man, the Jets, they come up with a huge upset, man. Man, their defense dominated, man, as they come up, man, with 3 turnovers, man. They get the win 2014, man. Hey, look here, you can say what you want to, but not many people saw the Jets being 3-3 at this point, man. Man, your thoughts on first the Jets?
First of all, you're right. Nobody saw them going 3-3 after Rodgers went down 4 plays into the season. You know, they figured, you know, at best they may be 2-4 at best. You know, and they were looking at that 2-4 start yesterday until you know, you had the blunder play. I don't know what he was looking at when he threw, you know, in the double coverage. Jalen Hurts, when he threw in the double coverage on the interception that basically sealed the game, you know. But the Jets defense has been dominant for the past 3 or 4 seasons. That's why they went out to get Rodgers, because they felt that we got Aaron Rodgers in here. You know, we're definitely gonna make it to the Super Bowl. You know.
So, question:
Zach,
who had the bigger win, the Jets or the Browns?
I say the Browns, because the reason I say the Browns is Purdy was undefeated as a starter in the regular season, basically undefeated in the playoffs. He lost the game. Of course, the loss went to him, but he got knocked out the second or third play of the playoff game. And they came in and they put it on him. You know, they let him know, we're here to play. We're going to get the pressure up the middle. We got pressure from the outside. And I think the Cleveland win was bigger than the Jets, especially playing with the backup quarterback. And I know Zach is a backup quarterback, but he's been a starter for 2-3 years, and I give it to Cleveland.
Yeah, okay. Well, hey, Dale Parker, that brings me to our pick six, man, recap, man, where we get a chance to recap, man, some of the picks that I made over the weekend. Not a winning weekend, bro. Not bad. Not not one of my better weekends, but not bad. 4-2. That's what I was. Man, for the season, Dale Parker, 26-10. Not too shabby, sir.
Not too shabby at all. Not too shabby at all.
All right, man, let's get back and look at it. Man, the first one, man, let's look at where I went wrong at. Where I went wrong, man, was the Washington Commanders over the Falcons. What I didn't expect there was I didn't expect Desmond Ridder to throw 47 times in this affair. Did you not know that you have a running back on your team named Bijan Robinson? I mean, why don't you just hand him the football? Arthur Smith, what the hell is wrong with you not calling a timeout, 1st and goal on the 2, and then you get the false start, and now you move back 5 yards. I mean, I'm just telling you, it was just a blunder. He almost made my bonehead coach's seat, and that was held down by those other guys. But that was one that I got wrong. The other one, man, was Justin Fields, man, dislocating his thumb. And this one, I just didn't foresee that happening, man. The Vikings offense looked downright putrid to me, man. They just had enough to outlast the Chicago Bears. That's where we went wrong at. Where we went right, Dale Parker, was my lock of the week. Man, there we go. Justin Tucker kicked 6 field goals as the Ravens moved to 4-2 on the season. They get a 24-16 victory over in London. I just thought that they would be more ready to play for that one. They definitely were. What was more impressive was the first half by the quarterback, Lamar Jackson. I like where they're trending. The other game in the Who Gives a Damn Bowl is the Raiders, man. I just thought that Jimmy Garoppolo would have more. He had just a little bit more, even though he got knocked out of the game. The Raiders defense showed up. They showed out. So did the Bengals defense. The Bengals get a must win. They moved to 3-3 on the season. And the Lions defense really set the tone for this one, man. Goff and the offense rolling, man. Out of any of these games, man, what stands out to you the most?
I would have to say Cincinnati. Cincinnati struggled a little bit offensively, only putting 17 points up after they had the monster game, and Jamar Chase, he had the monster game last week also. But I expected them to go out maybe, be somewhere in the 28 to 32, 31, 32 point range. And they're only able to put up 17 against that defense. So even though they got to win and move to 3-3, they got a little work to do on offense. First drive down the field, bang, 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 touchdown, and then 10 points the rest of the game. They relied on the defense to bail them out because offensively they still are struggling. And I don't know if it's that calf or offensive line, what the real deal is. But Burrow got to get going. Turn things around, get that offense back quickly.
Yeah. Hey, man, just going back to New England and Bill Belichick, man, we talked about him, in Saturday's show. It's starting to get reports that he could be out as coach after this season, man. It just don't look good.
Steve, they started the game with a false start.
You see,
first offensive play of the game.
Right.
That's telling you, it comes a point where the guys just start to tune the coach out.
Yeah, you didn't heard it before.
I've had enough. We've had enough of the monotone. We've had enough of you getting on our backs. I think one of the biggest mistakes that he made last year was having two defensive guys become offensive coordinators.
And neither one of them had a damn clue.
And
neither
so
one of them.
You set your quarterback back 3 years.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because now he's learning. Now he's coming in and learning another offense from an actual offensive coordinator, but he's behind the 8 ball. You know,
Right.
and you know, you hate to see Belichick go because he's definitely 1 or 2 on the coaching's all-time greatest coaching list. You know,
But
but sometimes the game
but
passes by and you got to move on.
sometimes gotta go, man. Gotta go. Sometime. So Dale Parker, the weekend brought some different changes in our this week's poll, man. Power rankings. Are you ready for this week's power rankings, man? And we, no matter what you may think, we listen. We listen when people when they email, because I get emails, I get calls. You can call us, Keeping It Real Sports Line. We've given you the number. You know how to get in touch with us. But I listen. So this week's top 5 power rankings. Number 5, Jacksonville Jaguars. And here's what's concerning about this, Dale Parker, is the quarterback, Sunshine, knee injury. May not be able to go Thursday night as reported.
I wouldn't play him Thursday night. I'd sit him out Thursday and give him that extra rest.
Yeah. But they remain in our top 5 at number 5, man. Coming into our top 5, man, leapfrogging them. Yeah, Miami Dolphins, man.
Got a big game coming up on Sunday against Philadelphia.
Yeah. That's going to be a big one. Definitely going to. That's probably be one of the pick 6. But just kind of looking at Miami kind of, a wise man told me that you never ease into a street fight. That's kind of what the Dolphins did yesterday when they got the hell knocked out of them and they finally woke up. You saw what you got out of these guys and the way that they can score the football, man. If the defense ever comes around Vic Fangio, I guess you're trying to get Jay Ram back. Jay Ram seems to be trending to coming back sooner more so than later, man. That's got to help the defense. He's definitely a captain. But right now, man, they're good enough to be number 4 in our list. That gets us to number 3 in our this week's power rankings. Kansas City Chiefs. They're down once. Go ahead, Dale.
Struggled on Thursday night.
Yeah. But, even though they got the win, they definitely struggle, man. We're definitely paying attention to how teams are playing right now. And when I do these power rankings, Dale, it's based on what I'm seeing right now. I'm not projecting what the hell I'm going to see down the road. I'm based on what I've seen right now to date, what you've shown me to date. I'm not looking at the past. I'm looking at the present. And what I see right now, Kansas City, they are one of the top 5 right now. We got them at number 3. That gets us to number 2 because we have them do number 2. Detroit Lions. Why do you have them at number 2? Well, for starters, they beat Kansas City, so they got to be one better than Kansas City. You can say what you want to say about them, and they've won every road game. Man, you can say what you want about Detroit, but Motor City Dan has definitely changed the culture there, man. You have to put respect on his name, and you have to put respect on the Lions. That's a team that you want to see play. They traveled, defense traveled, and they traveled to Tampa Bay, and they got a big win Sunday. Yesterday showed me a lot about the Detroit Lions and the makeup of what they're starting to put together.
Agree with you wholeheartedly. I thought after the Seattle game and them losing, beating Kansas City and then coming back week 2, thought they were going to really fall off, but he's righted the ship and won 4 straight. You got to respect those Lions.
And that gets us to number 1. And man, guys, relax. RELAX. Man, a lot was going on, man, with these guys, man. They had Deebo Samuel, man, knocked out. They had Trent Williams knocked out, man. They had, man, those are 2 of the biggest playmakers on the team, man. Hey, look, they had to try. Oh, I forgot. Christian McCaffrey was also knocked out of the game. That way, I probably should have started there. Traveling across the country, man, playing at 10 o'clock their time, man, in the morning, man. You're asking a lot of them. And oh, by the way, man, Brock Purdy, y'all forced me to a horrible game. But guess what? Dale Parker ain't had a chance to win the damn thing. And if the field goal kicker to kick the damn field goal, we wouldn't even be talking about this right now, man. So right now, the San Francisco 49ers, they remain number 1 with a bullet, man, in this week's power rankings, man. You got any complaints about this week's top 5?
No complaints at all. I think I would have put Detroit at 1 if San Francisco had have been fully healthy and lost that game, to Cleveland. Then I could have seen a reason to put them at Detroit at number 1 and San Fran at number 2. But since they, like you said, they lost Debo, they lost McCaffrey, they lost Trent Williams, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt. That's still the best team in the power rankings for this week.
Right. And then the other thing is, man, they started a damn fight with the Cleveland Browns before the game. Let's mention that. I mean, it's like, look, dude, one thing you ain't going to do, man, one thing you're not going to do to any Ohio-based team is you're not going to bring your ass in here, man, starting fights and thinking you're going to, win football games, man.
Right.
You're going to lose something. Now, you might win the game, but damn it, you ain't going to win the fight. That's just kind of how it rolls around here, man.
Yep, because you're going to walk out and people are going to say, man, I hope that other guy look worse than you. What guy? The guy you got in the fight with. Because you looking pretty rough right now.
Exactly, man. Like mama, like the water boy's mama said, did you get, was that a bear? Did anybody get that bear yet? Well, that brings us to Monday Night Football, man. That's going to be the Cowboys and the Chargers. When this is going to be a showdown out in SoFi. It's going to be SoFly in SoFi. Man, look here. It could be a pretty interesting matchup simply because the offensive coordinator for the Chargers was the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys last year. Okay, and he worked up under the new offensive coordinator for the Cowboys. So whose offense is going to show up? Man, here's a stat that I want to share with you, Dale Parker, and I just want to let you take a second to let this sink in. Teams that have played the San Francisco 49ers the week before are 1-19 in the next game. In the last 20 times. Now, let me say that again. The teams who have played the San Francisco 49ers the week before are 1-19 in the next game that they play. Why? Because the Niners are that damn physical.
Yep. Beat you up.
Micah Parsons said, I was hurting for 3 weeks the last time we played those guys. Well, your feelings was hurt last week, and I'm sure you ain't got over it yet. I wonder, do you think the Cowboys can win this? Who you got?
I'm going with the Chargers and winning at home. And what it's going to end up doing is it's going to really put the spotlight on Dak, because I think personally that a lot of guys on that team, especially on the defense, they don't have any confidence in Dak. So they figure they got to go out and win it. And when Diggs went down, they number one shutdown corner, that changed a lot for the Cowboys in the way that they play defense. And I think that Herbert can go out and have a big game. And but it's going to be, I believe it's going to be a shootout, because the Chargers, they play defense.
They got that coach that's an idiot.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. He's like Lanning. He'll go for it on fourth and 10 from his own 10 in the first half. You're like, what are you doing?
The only reason he's not on this here list is because they're playing tonight. See, he well could be on it today. I'm just saying, man. That's just, he has that capability, man. But I tend to agree with you, man. I like the Chargers simply because of this stat here, man. Man, teams who played the Niners, man, the week before, man, they just beat the hell out of you, man. I just don't see that trend, man. Going anywhere, man. You can say what you want, man. Man, men lie, women lie, but that number will never lie, man. It's just telling it like it is, man.
That's a crazy stat, and that number does not lie at all.
I tell you what else we don't lie. It's us, man. We don't lie, man. We here, man. Mondays now, Thursdays now, 7 o'clock, man. I see the thumbs up, man. Y'all shooting me the love, man. I appreciate it, man. We getting the comments and everything, man. I appreciate all of the love, man. Make sure you join us Mondays and Thursdays, man, at 7 o'clock, and then Saturday mornings, man, at 10 o'clock. We just do this thing. We do it all the time. We keep going just for you. I appreciate you. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. And hey, man, be nice. Tell a friend to bring a friend, okay? Share the content. Until Thursday, man, I wish you love and peace, man. For Dale Parker, man, I'm the Real Sports Guy. We see you next time.
Come on, come on. I told you I got you. Wanna talk about his game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Safe your boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is, the real sports guy in the sand. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, gon' have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, and it's over. OVA.